Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do my August 2020 manga haul. I have so many things to show you, so I'm going to get right into it. As you can see, I got a bunch of Otaku USA magazines. I used to, not subscribe, I used to buy it. It's a bi-monthly magazine focused mostly on anime and manga, but they also do cosplay, J-pop, video game articles, and stuff like that. But I used to buy it all the time a few years ago, and then I stopped because I ran out of money. And anyway, I found this whole stack of 20 of them, all issues that I did not have because they're more recent, at a local Goodwill. So I bought them because I like to read the articles. I think that and they also have like manga samples of 2 different manga in each magazine, and then they have tons of articles about anime and manga that are licensed legally in English, so it's a good place to learn about new series, get other people's opinions on them, and I think it's a great publication all in all, and I'm happy to have these because I will also, once I'm done reading them, I use them for crafts. So that was a good find. Next off, just continuing series, volume 15 of Ajin, great volume, almost done, hopefully. It feels like it's wrapping up soon. Yeah, great action series, always very exciting to read. Next, I got a few more volumes of Honey and Clover, a wonderfully slow-paced college series about, finding your place in the world, growing up, and first love. It's really beautiful, so I'm only missing now volumes 8 and 9. They keep going in and out of print, and I'm can't wait to have all of them. Next up, volume 14 of Horimiya. I've read this. It's very funny. I enjoy Horimiya a lot. Always excited when a new volume comes out. Just a fun comedy, romance, ridiculousness. Then I've got 14 and 15 of Bungo Stray Dogs. Beautiful cover, volume 15. We've entered a new arc in these ones, so that's always fun. This is a great action, lots of really distinct characters. It's about a detective agency, and they all have like special powers, and it's kind of a war between a bunch of like a mafia, their agency, the government, the various other organizations around the world. Very fun. Then we've got volume 12, Aoharu Ride, second last volume. A series I really enjoy, so always nice to have another one of that. And then I bought a large chunk of what I was missing of Tokyo Ghoul Re. So I've got 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, and the final volume 16, so I am only missing volume 7 and 10 at this point. I've read up to volume 6, but I can't read further because I don't have volume 7, so we'll get those sooner rather than later so I can actually finish reading the series. Then another random volume of Children of the Whales, 14. I only have read, I think, up to volume 5 or so, and I have some random volumes here and there because I just pick them up when they go on sale. Not my favorite series. It's a really beautifully done or drawn fantasy sort of series. I'm not much into fantasy, but the covers really draw me in, so that's that. I finally have volume 1 of Again. And I actually have more of Again, so I don't know why this one isn't with the rest of them, but you'll see more of them in a second. Yeah, I've been missing volume 1 this entire time, so I haven't been able to start it, but I've had some of the other volumes for, I think, over a year now, or close to that anyway. Then I've got volume 2 of Perfect World. Excited to read this one. Really enjoyed volume 1. I do have a first impressions of that. on my channel. I haven't gotten around to this one yet because this literally just came on the last day of August, but I'm very excited to read the next volume for sure. Same with Night of the Ice. This is volume 2. Fun series about an ice skater, a figure skater, who his friend has to sing or recite his favorite magical girl spell before his competitions in order for him to perform well. So that's fun. And then I've got volume, what is this? 4 of Aria the Masterpiece. I had bought the first few volumes in the single editions of the old Tokyo Pop release, and I'm not fussed about having different editions because that one was never completed in that release. These are 2-in-1 omnibuses, so this is where I left off in terms of what I already had. This is a beautiful, slow-paced, slice-of-life series about a basically Venice, but futuristic and in space, and covered in water. And so these girls are training to be undines, and they basically are the gondola drivers, but they're boats. They are the tour guides of Neo Venezia, and they're training, and it's really beautiful. And these editions are gorgeous, by the way. Next up, Volume 4 of Master Keaton. I did read this already. Really, really loved it. This is a really great series. It got a lot of history elements in it. Kind of episodic, but this volume does have a lot more of like, each chapter itself is not self-contained. There's a few chapters in a row that are all the same story. So I think we're going to get into maybe a larger arcing story. I'm not entirely sure, but at the beginning it was all single chapter, self-contained stories. Either way, I enjoy it immensely. Next up, Volume 8 of Dead Demons, Destruction by Inu Asano. I feel like we're coming to a close with this one, sooner rather than later. These volumes are super thin, unfortunately. Love this story. I think this is a really good one for people who have never read anything by Asano. I think this is a good one as an introductory work because it's not as dark and disturbing as some of his other stuff. This one's kind of sort of apocalyptic in a sense, but it's more of a slice of life about these girls who are living underneath an alien spaceship that covers the whole sky. And the later volumes are a bit darker because we're getting into more of like why they're there. What are these aliens doing? Who are they? But really, really good. And then we've got BL Metamorphosis, Volume 2. Really beautiful story about an older woman and this high school girl who are bonding over their love of BL manga. Very, very cute. Not at all explicit. Simple, quiet, slow-paced, very beautiful. Then we've got Volume 3 of Living Room Matsunaga-san. Great volume. I love this story. Yes, it is an age gap between a high school girl and I think he's like 28-year-old. And it's a boarding house story, which I love, with a bunch of adults living in this house. And it's a lot of fun. I think they're really well-drawn, attractive people, and I really like it. Then I decided to buy Levius EST Volume 1. This is a continuation from the Levius 3-in-1 Omnibus hardcover that Viz had put out. It's a mixed or mechanical martial arts arena-style battle sports manga. But there's an overarching kind of evil organization, and it's very steampunk. The art is excellent. It's really, really great. I cannot wait to get more of this. And then here are the other volumes of Again. Still missing a couple, but I now I got volume 3, volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. I had some random volumes prior to this, so I think I'm only missing the last few. But I have enough that I can read a good chunk of the series now. Then I got volume 7 of O Maidens in Your Savage Season. A story about coming of age, sexual exploration amongst these high school girls who are just kind of, they're in a literacy club at school, and they start getting interested in sex because of the literature they're reading involves some sexual scenes that are intriguing and embarrassing while they're reading them, and they're getting interested, and it's very much a puberty kind of story. Very good. I enjoy it. Next up, we got Omnibus 3 of The Rose of Versailles. Beautiful color. Love this. So gorgeous. Haven't read it. I mentioned last month that when I tried reading Omnibus 2, I got a bit confused because I couldn't remember much of Omnibus 1. Some of the characters just kind of mixed and blurred in my head, so I think I'm going to wait till I have all of this before I read the whole thing, because I loved Volume 1, and I don't want to read it volume to volume and ruin my enjoyment of it by, forgetting details and whatnot, so... Next up, I've got some continuations, but now I've completed. So I finally got the volume I was missing of Awkward Silence. This is volume 5. I believe my review of this series is already up, so you can check that out on my channel. Really enjoyed it. Very cute BL story. Is a bit explicit, but not many problematic elements, if any, really. But check out my review if you want to know more about this one. Then we got the final 2, volumes 2 and 3 of Yarichin Bitch Club. I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable for what it is. I will have a review coming out soon of this one as well. What I realized I forgot to mention in that review is that the ending does not feel like an ending at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't really wrap much up, and it just doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like it could have gone on, and I actually would have enjoyed if it had gone further than this, but I enjoyed what there is of it, and yeah, I mean, it didn't really feel like an ending, and I did some more research because I was sure it said it was a 3-volume series, and everywhere I find it says it's only 3 volumes, but it just didn't feel like it actually ended, so that was unfortunate, but otherwise I did enjoy it. Then got the final 2 volumes, 7 and 8, of Bloom Into You. Really sweet Yuri series. And I do not remember if I filmed a review for this yet, or it's coming. I don't know. Either way, at some point soon, you will see a review, full series review of Bloom Into You. Really enjoyed it, but I'll save my thoughts for that video. And then we've got Little Miss P, The Second Day. I am a bit of a ways into this one. This is, as it mentions, the second installment of the Little Miss P series, which is about this anthropomorphized period and different stories of women dealing with their periods. I've already had a zombie apocalypse story and a couple other fun stories that I've read from this volume already. Really, really great. I like the first one as well, so I'm assuming I will like all of this one. Then got the final omnibus of The Drifting Classroom, Omnibus 3. This was great. This was my favorite volume by far. It didn't end the way I expected, which was nice and surprising, and really, it was a great ride all the way through. I have filmed a review of this. I don't know when it's going to be up, but expect that at some point. Next, this is a one-shot, Secret XXX. I loved this. I do have a review of this one coming out, if it's not out already, very soon. Wonderful BL series. Loved the characters, loved the story. Would have loved if it was a bit longer, honestly. But yeah, really great. Next, we got Love on the Other Side. It's a short story collection by Nagabe, the person who does The Girl from the Other Side. This was interesting. I will film a review of this one at some point. Yeah, it was a bit interesting. The art is really, really sweet. The stories were sweet, but also it's a bit strange. The ages of some of these characters, and all of them are between an animal and a human, which is, it's whatever, it's fine. But the ages of some of them are a bit interesting, and so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. I did enjoy it, but it was not what I was expecting, because I read her other short story collection, The Wise Wise Beasts of the Wizarding Wisdoms. I liked that one better than this one. Next up, I got Nori by Rumi Hara. This is a Drawn and Quarterly release. Really, really beautiful. I do have a review of this one coming out as well if it's not out already, so look forward to that. Basically, young girl and her grandmother getting into shenanigans. It's really cute, really sweet, and as you can see, the art is very interesting and super colorful. Then I picked up the Four Immigrants manga. This is a historic piece of history about a Japanese immigrant to San Francisco, and this is a manga that he drew in the 1930s. Yeah, published in San Francisco in 1931. So there's a lot of articles, or not articles, but like text and pictures and things like that, and then the actual manga. So this is going to be a very interesting read. I cannot wait. But yeah, I finally picked it up. I've known about it for a while now and just never got around to it, and finally picked it up. But I haven't started it yet. I have to be in a particular mood for that, for sure. Next up, I got the full softcover all-in-one omnibus of My Brother's Husband. I figured this was a more cost-effective way to pick this series up. Loved it. Read it in one sitting. I do have a review of this one coming out if it's not out already, so look forward to that. Then I got the box set of Battle Angel Alita, the 5 volumes and the extra stories volume. I loved this. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm not going to take everything out of here. When I do my review of this, I will probably take them all out and, show everything off. It also comes with some really excellent art prints cards that are really beautiful. This was so good. I got this for like half the price. Yeah, I got it for like 50% off, and I am so happy I did, because I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I would enjoy it, but I really, really did. So, very glad to have it. And then all of the next things are brand new to me. I got volume 1 of Jealousy by Scarlett Barico. Really enjoy Scarlett Barico's works, so can't wait to read this. I have not read this one yet. I got a lot of yaoi, and I read a lot of yaoi last month, so this one just hasn't made its way into my to-read pile yet. Next up, Therapy Game by the same mangaka as the Secret XXX. This is a kind of spin-off series about both of those characters' brothers. This is also excellent. I cannot wait for volume 2. This was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. I think the characters are really lovable and fun and cute, and it was a great time. Then I got the first 3 volumes of Given. Another really great one. This one's more shonen-ai than yaoi. There's nothing explicit, at least so far. Most people know what Given is. I didn't watch the anime, never gave it a chance before now, but really flew through these first 3 volumes. I do have a first impressions video coming out at some point soon, but great story about music and friendship and love, and it's so cute. The characters are excellent. Then we got volume 1 of Primitive Boyfriend. Shay over at Shay Geeks Out talks about this one quite a bit. I think the cover is beautiful, and I really loved it. Honestly, I loved this first volume. There is a huge chunk of the volume that is for this one-shot story that's unrelated. So just be prepared for that. It's not a bad story, it's just that you're right in the thick of this story and you're excited about this, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, we're done, and now you get to read something completely different. But this is a high school girl who wants a manly man, and so this goddess transports her back in time, and she meets this guy. It's really funny, it's really sweet, it's so cute. The wildlife pictures or artwork and the thing, like, I think it's very charming. I believe it's only 3 volumes long, so yeah, it's a fun little release by 7 Seas, something different. Then we've got Gigant by Hiroya Oku. This one's put out by 7 Seas. This one is about a high school boy who meets his favorite porn star on the street, and she has a interesting power that she doesn't really know why she has it or what happened, how she acquired it, and he doesn't really know either, but she can basically turn giant. And yeah, just more Hiroya Oku ridiculousness, but quite enjoyable. Then I got Koi Monogatari Love Stories. This is a new Tokyo Pop release. I believe there is another volume coming out of this. I haven't read this yet, don't know what it's about, but obviously it's a BL, but I don't know if they're like short stories about different people or it's the same couple, no idea. But I thought it looked cute and interesting, so I bought it. Then I got the first 2 volumes of Bakemonogatari. Very excited. I love Oh Great's art. I really liked Air Gear back in the day, and so happy to see that. I watched a lot of the Monogatari anime also back in the day and really loved it. So this is a fun little trip down memory lane, and I've never read the light novels. I'm not interested in light novels, but this was really good, so I can't wait to get more. Then I got volumes 1 and 2 of Sweat and Soap. Really great. I have a video coming out about this one, my first impressions on these first 2 volumes. Excellent workplace romance, super cute, little smutty, but mostly just adorable adult romance set in a workplace, which I love. Then we got Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong, Volume 1. Super stoked to have this. I love Taiyo Matsumoto works, and we're out of focus. But yeah, I haven't read this one yet because I typically like to binge read Taiyo Matsumoto, and I'd rather wait till I have the second omnibus, which I believe is the final one. I could be wrong on that, but I think there's only going to be 2 of these because there's quite a lot of content in these. Yeah, so I'm going to wait till I have all of it before I binge read it because I far prefer to do that than have to wait. So yeah, but this is a beautiful release put out by Viz. Then I got volume 1 of the Fat Cat collection of What's Michael. Very charming. I've been reading some before bed, but just short, ridiculous stories about cats in general, but mostly following this cat, Michael. Very old series. I think from the 70s. Don't quote me on that. It says somewhere in here, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I saw this in one of Shay's videos again, and was like, oh, excellent, because I know that the other ones, the single editions, were out of print, and it's always been one that's kind of been on my mind. Yeah, it's a fun little blast from the past, and I'm not much of a cat person, but I still find enjoyment and hilarity out of this, so I believe there will just be 2 of these, but the second one obviously is not out yet. And then we got the ridiculous monstrosities that are the Attack on Titan 5-in-1 Colossal editions. I bought these because it is much more cost effective and space effective than single volumes. I have read a good chunk of Attack on Titan, couldn't tell you what volume I left off at. I was reading them from my local library, but then I remember they didn't have the next volume, someone had lost it or misplaced it or whatever, and my library doesn't rebuy things if things go missing, so I just stopped reading it, and then I've had my eye on these for a while, and I got a really, really good deal on these, so I figured I might as well pick them up in this. I've only read this first 5-in-1, so I've read the first 5 volumes. I know I was past volume like 12 or 13 when I was reading it, but I didn't know for sure, so I wasn't going to try and guess and then read and continue from there. I figured I might as well just start over, but these are very heavy. But I don't know. I don't care much for the singles. The paper quality is like glossy in these, which is kind of nice. There's some color pages in some of them, and the only issue is these are so heavy, and I'm scared to put them on my shelf. I just don't want to put them on my shelf because I don't want any of my shelves to break. So maybe I'm just paranoid, but they're very heavy. So for now, they're staying on my table, and I don't really know where to put them. So yes, they're space saving in terms of like, that's the thickness of maybe 2.5 volumes. And there's 5 volumes of content here, but they are very heavy and very tall. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy these. I don't regret it, but just a thought. And then here's volume 3. They're also very flimsy because they're paperbacks. But again, if you take care of your manga and you read with a pillow on your lap, they hopefully will not, rip or end up in terrible condition. But yeah, there's the first 4. I think I have volume 5 pre-ordered as well. But yeah, excited to have it. I mean, Attack on Titan's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's a fun series that I watched the anime, the first season of the anime when it originally came out, and enjoyed it. When I started reading the manga, I was enjoying it, lost interest for a few years, and now, I was kind of in the mood to read it again, or start it from fresh and kind of catch up, but figured this would be a good way to do that without having to buy all of those singles. Anyway, that's everything I got. September is also going to be a massive haul because it's only the 2nd of September today, and I already have like 40 volumes that arrived at my house within the past 2 days. So look forward to another very large haul in September. There have been some really good sales recently, and so yeah, I've been taking advantage of them, to say the least. Anyway, if you're interested in any of these series or you have thoughts on them, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.